Welcome to Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered about 6 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And today I'm looking at games I covered in August 2024. So let's get to them and see which had shelf life. So first in the crowdfunding corner is Luthier. This is the next game from Paverson Games, who did Distilled. I really enjoyed that one. And there's another meaty Euro with a really solid solo mode, at least based on what I got to play, and where you are working like really hard across multiple rounds to create some sort of masterpiece, in this case, classical instruments instead of alcohol. And yeah, I thought this one was great. I very much look forward to playing the final version of the game. And again, the solo mode was really great. So that is Luthier, coming soon. Next is So You've Been Cursed. This is a competitive or solo game where you can play as either a wizard trying to cure themselves of a curse or a werewolf. And the fun thing is that they are both the same character, so wherever the wizard ends their turn, the werewolf begins their turn and vice versa. And this one was okay for me. I like the competitive play a lot, but both solo modes felt a little bit lacking to me. I did not like this one as much as their previous game, So You've Been Eaten, but it's okay, and it was still partially in development, so we'll see how it turns out. But that's So You've Been Cursed. Next is Leviathan Wild's Deepvale. This is a reprint and expansion for one of my top 3 games of last year, Leviathan Wilds. So you know that I'm excited about this one. Now, I only got to see one of the new Leviathans and none of the new climbers, so it's not like I got a major introduction to the new content. But as awesome as the original stuff in Leviathan Wilds was, I'm sure Deepvale will be great too. So that's Leviathan Wild's Deepvale. Next, I did a lot of crowdfunding previews, is 7th Inning Stretch. This is another one of Gabe Barrett's solo series games. And man, I had a fun time with this one. If you didn't see this playthrough, go watch it because it was hilarious. It's, I think, the only time on record that I have cursed during a playthrough accidentally. It has a lot of dice luck. The game was tuned a little bit too difficult for me and my play at the beginning, but for the final edition, he's supposed to have some variants to make the game a lot easier, give you like coach powers and stuff and more luck mitigation. But all that being said, the game is just so fun and exciting, and it simulates a ton of baseball play in very little time. So a really cool one. Really looking forward to playing the final version of 7th Inning Stretch. And finally is Spooktacular from Level 99 Games, which must be coming soon because I think the Dice Tower did an early copy review of it. So hopefully I'll get to see it soon too. But yeah, this is an asymmetric game with all these different factions trying to eat people with all the different like powers and abilities. I really enjoy the variety in the factions. It's a very straightforward game, a little bit easier to get to the table and teach than a lot of Level 99 games. Now, the solo mode is fine. I think it's well done. I think it lets you like try out different factions very well. It's not quite as varied and exciting as the competitive play, just to put it out there, but I still enjoy it, and it certainly lets you get the game to the table more easily. So yeah, definitely excited to play this one as well. A lot of good crowdfunding games. But let's get to the retail releases. So our first retail release is Chip Theory's Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. And this one's kind of funny because it just delivered, or is in the process of delivering it to original backers, but they sent us like a really early review copy. So I got to play it quite a bit long ago, 7 months, I guess. So, but yes, it's still definitely in my collection. I think this game is awesome. We actually just played it again very recently, I think like 2 weekends ago. It is a longer game. That's one of the negatives it has compared to Too Many Bones. It takes longer to play. It is kind of complicated. There's a lot of like little minor rules that are easy to miss. But once you actually get it to the table and start digging into it, man, it is so much fun. It's so great to build your different characters. I hope they do some expansions to cover some of the remaining regions in Tamriel so we can have even more like skill lines to dig down. Yeah, just a really great game. Although I will note some people on the Discord that have been playing it have been a little bit frustrated with delves. I do think they're the most like kind of potentially frustrating aspect of the game, but even those I still enjoy. Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era is awesome. That's a keep. And then wow, what a 1-2 punch of awesome this month was. Tidal Blades 2. I think I covered like within a week of Elder Scrolls. Another one of my favorite games from last year. There's an awesome dungeon crawler. I love the Nexus system that you're seeing right here where you're putting these cards down in different ways. Really cool story, really nice character variety. So this is another keep. I highly recommend if you like dungeon crawlers or like adventure combat games. That's Tidal Blades 2. And wait a second, this can't be right, can it? Did I really cover Fateforge and Tidal Blades 2 and Elder Scrolls in the same month? Like within a week or two of each other? That is insane. This was my #1 game of last year. I adore this one. Wow, what a great collection of tactical combat games in a row. So yes, this is a keep as well. Obviously, I love Fateforge. Oh my gosh, this month is insane. But hey, here we go. Finally a call. This is Marvel Zombies. And actually, I did really enjoy this one too. There's nothing wrong with this game. I think it's one of the better versions versions of Zombicide out there. I don't like the missing equipment. Equipment in Zombicide was always one of the most fun things, like getting new weapons and stuff. But the variety in the characters, the heroes, and the powers they can unlock and stuff is really cool. Much better than the average Zombicide. And although you do have to buy like multiple sets to play this, and the price really goes up into kind of a high place, being able to play the hero mode and the zombie mode, I find both compelling in their own way. So this was a call for me just because I don't really keep most of these giant miniature games, but Zombicide Marvel Zombies is great. Next is Metrorunner. This is another call, but another solid game. Don't really have any complaints with this. This is a cyberpunk sort of rondel Euro game, and the solo mode is really smooth. It gets out of the way and just lets you do your stuff. This one had fun with like the little programming puzzle. You can see that in the center of the top of the screen. The jobs you're trying to complete, a pretty straightforward, like light to medium weight Euro. Nothing amazing or revolutionary, but also good solo mode, good competitive play. Had a fun time with Metrorunner, but that's another call. But here's one that I think is actually not that great a game. This has mostly been a month of awesome games, even if I didn't keep them. Sonic Roll. This is a like semi-cooperative or solo or like kind of cooperative game. I don't always love that. Of dice placement, and it's all right. It just felt a little bit repetitive. The difficulty is a little wonky sometimes. Not all the characters were that interesting. If you like Sonic, I think it does do the theme pretty well, and there are some interesting choices. There's not really much cooperation or like anything if you're playing multiplayer. So, it's not the best way to play the game. You're just kind of sitting each other, like waiting for each other to do stuff, but it's not a bad design. I'm not like insulted by it or anything. So yeah, it's Sonic Roll, a call. And finally is Avatar Aang's Destiny, the retheming of Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. This is a cooperative or solo deck builder in the Avatar Last Airbender universe. I think the theme is well realized in this one. The deck building is okay. They improved on Hogwarts Battle in some ways, and then I think went backwards or didn't change major flaws in other ways. Like the difficulty is still kind of a mess. You can still kind of make the game way too easy just by cheesing effects that slow down the ship that's supposed to ramp up the difficulty. So I would say it's a little bit less problematic and bad than Hogwarts Battle, which I think has major issues. And if you like Avatar, it can be a lot of fun, but not a strong recommend. And this one was also a call for me. So overall, this was more a month for crowdfunding than regular releases, but I still kept 3 out of 7 of those retail games. Not too bad. But let's get to the contest and see who was able to read my mind. So seeing how people did, this one I guess I made a little bit too easy. 80% got Fateforge right. 79% got Tidal Blades 2 right. 76% got Elder Scrolls right. That's a lot of people being right. And then only 15% said Metrorunner. 12% said Marvel Zombies. 7% said Avatar. 5% said Sonic Roll. So as you might imagine, a lot of people nailed it 3 for 3. How many people, you might wonder? This many people. So I'm going to roll a D6 for the column, just re-rolling if I get a 6, and then a D10 for the row. Yellow are people who are Patreon supporters and get double entries. Charlie Taft up there in the red got everything right, but didn't want to be entered in the contest. Let's see how this goes. So first the D6 for the... You really? Come on now. First the D6 for the column, a 3, and then the D10 for the row, a 5. So our winner is Earl Yalkasin. So Earl, I'll be in touch about your free game. And everybody else, thanks for entering. If you check the video description, you should see the link for the new contest. You can jump in on that one. And we'll see you for the next episode of Shelf Life.